The negotiations between Iran and the United States are slated to continue this Friday, but Iran is already pouring cold water on them. Yesterday, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said that he is not confident that the negotiations will yield results. So why continue the talks? Joining us now by phone to discuss this, Congressman Keith Self. He serves on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. He represents the 3rd Congressional District of Texas. He is also a member of the House Freedom Caucus and is just leaving the White House meeting with the president. Congressman Self, welcome back to Washington Watch.
Great to be here. Thank you so much.
All right, before we jump into Iran, I don't want to keep people in suspense. Did the House Freedom Caucus make progress in their conversations with the president?
We had a very good meeting. We made progress. That's all I will say at this point. We're headed back to the Capitol Hill to continue our talks and our negotiations.
All right, good enough. Let's talk Iran. The Iranian leader, the supreme ruler, saying that he doesn't think these talks are going to lead to anything.
Well, frankly, they will lead to something because the president has said we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. So I really recommend that Iran do this the easy way because the president has been very clear. Dismantle your equipment, period. Because if you want civilian electricity, and that's why you need nuclear materials, you don't need to be enriching. You can get it on the open market. That's the way nations do it. They do not need to enrich if their true project is meant for civilian uses.
It sounds as if that's a red line for Iran, being restricted from enriching uranium. They said we're not going to agree to that. So if these talks fail, what other options does the U.S. have? Well,
the president has options well short of kinetic, short of war. And I'm sure that he will exercise all of them. He can go with sanctions. He can go to the surrounding nations. Look, Iran is in its weakest position in years. So anything that we go beyond maximum pressure, if the president uses every tool in the toolbox, I can guarantee you Iran will hurt, and they're already hurting because they're pouring too much money into their military, the Quds Force, the IRGC, and not enough into their civilians. So they're already hurting in their civilian sector. If he ratchets it even further, which he could, Iran will be in desperate, dire straits. I don't think they want to go there, but remember, their number one issue is regime survival. Their number two issue is survival of their nuclear program. So this is a red line for them. It's absolutely a red line for them, but I don't think President Trump is going to back down.
So when you look at those two priorities, they're going to have to choose one or the other.
That's a fair statement. That is a fair statement. Choose survival or choose their nuclear program. If I were them, I would choose regime survival because it's not going to survive that long anyway. There are already internal domestic issues that are rising. First of all, the Ayatollah is aging, and at some point, the people are going to demand more freedom because they look around at the Arab nations, Muslim nations that are doing better than they are, and they're going to want to be in the same boat.
Well, and we've seen uprisings in the last few years there where the citizens clearly are not in line with the regime that is running the country. So I don't think it would take much to tip that regime.
Well, it will take a lot. I think it only happens once the Ayatollah dies because that is a brutal regime. They don't mind doing whatever is necessary to quell any rebellion that happens in Iran. So I think this only happens at the change of the leader.
Let's talk about, and I failed to mention your retired Army colonel. You spent a considerable amount of time in Israel when you were in the Army. Iran, over the weekend, once again saying that Israel has to be eliminated, calling it a tumorous cancer, cancerous tumor. A CNN report, and I kind of question this, but a CNN report suggests that U.S. intelligence is saying that Israel is planning to strike some of Iran's nuclear facilities. Now, I kind of doubt that the U.S. intelligence would be putting out information on Israel's movements, but Israel has a lot at stake here.
Israel has a lot at stake because Iran has been very clear. The United States is the great Satan. Israel is the smaller Satan, the little Satan. So they have declared their purpose to destroy Israel first and then the United States. And their nuclear program is their regional power. That's what makes them a regional power. Now, do they have the ability to do it yet? No, I don't think so. I don't think they've made it a warhead with a guidance system, with a missile that would do it. And they certainly have not tested one. So you're right. Israel has a tremendous stake in this. And I have always said, when I served back with the IDF, I wasn't in the IDF. I was in the U.S. Army. I will tell you that I was convinced then, and I am convinced now, that if Israel believes that it is in their best interest and it is an existential threat, they will take care of the Iranian nuclear problem.
Do they have the capacity to do that?
They have the capacity to do great damage and to delay it for years. So when you talk about destroying the Iranian nuclear program itself, you're talking about the ability to enrich, the ability to make missiles, the ability to put together those three pieces that it's going to require: a warhead, a guidance system, and a missile. And you made all those three together, that's the final product. The problem we have today is they are at 60% enriched uranium. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but from going from 60 to 90%, it looks like a lot. It's not. It's very quick. It's a matter of days. That's the problem.
Well, in Israel, through the last 6 months and the initiatives, the operations they've had into Iran, they really have them in a vulnerable situation, and the window for them to strike, I would think, would be now.
That's a great point. In one of their operations, they destroyed the main air defense systems on the primary nuclear facilities, and that has dramatically degraded the Iranian air defense. Now, I know that Iran has asked Russia to replace the air defense system. I don't think Russia has done it yet. So you're right. That window will close once they get a replacement system for the one they destroyed.
All right, Congressman Self, let's we've got a couple minutes left. I want to talk national defense here. We talk about Israel. They have the Iron Dome. They have David Sling. They have a number of advanced technologies to protect them from incoming rockets and missiles. President Trump has officially announced his Golden Dome to defend America from foreign attacks. What do you make of this plan?
Well, this is basically operationalizing Reagan Star Wars, because we're not talking about a Golden Dome that looks like the Israeli Iron Dome, which is a tactical system. We're talking about something that will reach out into space to shoot down missiles. So this is a major upgrade. This is a major long-range, high-altitude defense system that they're talking about. So this is a huge step forward, operationalizing what President Reagan envisioned years ago.
And it can be done. We have the technology?
Absolutely, it can be done.
The president saying that he hopes to see this in place before his term ends. Do you think that's possible?
That's an aggressive schedule, but it depends on the best minds and enough money to get it done, because the technology is there. We just need we need to fund it, and we need the best minds available to make it happen. Final
question for you, Congressman Keith Self. Today, the Department of Defense announcing they've accepted the $400 million jet from Qatar to become Air Force One. A lot of conservatives have concerns about this, as well as, of course, the left kicking a fit about it. Your thoughts?
Well, the optics, I think, are what the right is talking about, because it's a gift to DOD. I think today they officially announced they had accepted it. This has happened before. I have personal concerns about Qatar. Now, in my district, L3 Harris does great work with major airframes, large airframes, tearing them down to the bare metal. And that's what I recommend that we do with this plane, because Qatar is plays both sides of the fence. I would
Right.
be very cautious with this plane. I would make sure that there is absolutely nothing of intelligence value in it. Tear it down to the bolts and make sure it's not there.
Yeah. Congressman, always great to talk with you. Thanks so much for taking time to join us.
Well, thank you for letting me do this by the phone. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Congressman Keith Self of Texas.